Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with sunny and pleasant conditions around the area this morning, and overall we'll continue to see fairly comfortable and quiet conditions as we move through the next couple of days. We'll see a very slight chance of an isolated sprinkle or maybe even a shower, mainly north of the area, but just to be a very slight chance for today. Otherwise, expecting things mainly dry and quiet with a mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies at times this afternoon. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, that cold front has done a good job of pushing well to the south, bringing in that high pressure from the north on the periphery of that, and that's bringing in the onshore flow that we continue to see through today and tomorrow. It's going to help keep those temperatures more seasonable, as well as keep some fairly reduced to minimal chances of precipitation in the area. Current conditions this morning have clear skies and light winds with maybe a couple knots out of the north. Temperature is 73 degrees. Our relative humidity is at 84%. Current visible satellite, we can see clear skies across the area, have a few clouds and a very light shower just off the coast. Otherwise, we'll see some clouds building in as we get later in the afternoon, some cumulus clouds around 4 to 5,000 feet. But otherwise, looking at quiet conditions across the area. We'll take a look at the European model here, what we can expect. We'll see as we move through the day, continue with that just slight onshore breeze as we move through the day. As mentioned, we'll see some additional clouds as we get into the afternoon and get some more daytime heating. Could see mostly cloudy conditions at time with a possibility of a ceiling developing. As we get into the mid to later part of the afternoon, as you can see, the European model indicating some very light precip. Again, mainly north of the Wallops area, so likely staying dry here, but can't rule out a shower in the vicinity. Again, maybe mainly to the north. We'll see that quickly back off and dissipate if we do see any shower as we get later in the afternoon and into the evening time frame. Things quiet once again as we move through the overnight time. Could see a cloud deck around 1 to 2,000 feet lingering around for the early morning hours of Wednesday into the start of the day on Wednesday. But overall, tomorrow we'll see a fairly similar day, comfortable temperatures, right around seasonable with a slight onshore breeze continuing, and maybe a very slight chance of an isolated sprinkle. You'll see the European model not quite indicating that. A few other models have some very isolated light precip probabilities, but again, not looking very likely at this time. Overnight, Wednesday into Thursday, we continue with a slight onshore breeze, some mostly clear skies, once again, some comfortable lows. And then as we go into Thursday, back to another fairly seasonable day. We will see those winds turning more southeasterly and eventually southerly as we get later in the day. So it's going to start to bring in some of that hotter weather that we'll see returning for the end of the week and into the weekend. You can see here the European model does indicate some light precip probs just to our west. Again, it's a similar situation where a very slight chance with some onshore flow and some low-level moisture and daytime clouds that we may see a sprinkle, maybe a light shower. But overall, should see things remain dry as we move through the next several days into the end of the week, and looking fairly comfortable until we see that heat rise as we get into Friday. So looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we have green conditions over the next 24 hours. Sunny conditions this morning, becoming partly to mostly cloudy at times during the afternoon. Again, expecting some clouds around 4,000 feet, possibly developing a ceiling around 4,000 feet, and that chance for a shower in the vicinity, but again, mainly dry conditions expected. Seasonable high temperature around 84 degrees. Easterly wind peaking around 7 to 12 knots, and we'll see that wind backing off, but staying easterly as we go into the overnight and early morning hours of Wednesday, dropping down to a 3 to 8 knot slight breeze. Otherwise, seeing that low temperature bottom out around 70 degrees, that's seasonable for this time of year. And overall, fairly comfortable conditions, possibly seeing a ceiling around 1,500 to 2,000 feet to start the day on our Wednesday. Tide slightly above normal Wednesday. Similar day as mentioned, mostly to partly cloudy conditions with those clouds around early, and then should see some partly cloudy conditions late in the day. Onshore breeze continues, seasonable once again. Very slight chance of an isolated sprinkle, but again, looking mainly dry and quiet. Green conditions expected for our weather risk, and high expected around 83 degrees. Partly cloudy, mostly clear, seasonable and quiet. Low around 70 degrees for our Wednesday evening. And Thursday, another comfortable and quiet day, partly to mostly cloudy. at times. Seasonable, once again, high of 85. Green conditions for our weather risks. Very, very low in chance of an isolated sprinkle or shower, but again, looking mainly dry. We'll see the heat start to return as we go into the end of the week. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.